to do. I'm trying to get my kid in a fucking boarding school. Speaking about that, y'all want to talk about boarding school a little bit? Oh my God, I'm so tired. Summer's not even over and I'm fucking exhausted. Okay, so we are getting ready for our exams. Okay, we're getting ready for our exams. She's been in her class all summer. She's having an issue with slopes. But besides that, she's killing it. So I'm very excited. We went to visit Stuyvesant last week. I was chaperone mom because y'all know I don't play them games. We went to Stuyvesant. That's the best specialized high school in New York City. Just so the kids could see what they're studying for, right? They do this shit 5 days a week, 8 hours a day. Like, that class is for real. They gave up their summer. So, we want the people wanted them to, have an idea of what they're going after, right? So, that is these schools are our backup. Our main goal is a specific boarding school. I'm not saying which one, but we got a couple on deck that we just gonna apply for because why the fuck not? We got some. We've already started working on the profiles. It's a whole thing. It's a whole damn thing. The only good thing about it is at least you can do it on one system. You don't have to go, like to the different schools to put all of the essays or like for me, the parent questionnaire and all of I don't have to keep reiterating and being redundant all over again. These things are, it's private school. They got their shit together. So that's where we are starting already, child. We have to set up our tour. We have to set up our test dates. She has to take, like I said, a specialized high school test plus the SATs, which from what I read is way easier than a specialized high school test. So that's why we took a class for the specialized high school test instead of the SATs, because if you do that one, then you're basically good. I personally think that my baby's going to get in 1,000%. She's a little nervous, but I think, God creates the positions for you that you are supposed to be in. And I believe that this is where she was meant to go. Yeah, so that's where we are. And y'all know how I am. If you've been here since we was applying for junior high schools, then you already know how I give it up. So it's about to be a very interesting year. We're going to be touring these schools. I'm excited. My mom is not that excited. Y'all already know. She don't want her to go away to school or anything like that. But in my opinion, and I get people be like, well, you live in New York City. It's great. Yes. But, like, how do I say this? She goes, let's say she gets into Stuyvesant, right? She gets into Stuyvesant. She still has to come from Stuyvesant through Brooklyn and still be in this bullshit that we call Brooklyn. She still has to be limited to what is available here. When I think a lot of those schools, right, they offer things that you just can't get even at a freaking Stuyvesant. Even when we were doing the tour, the guy, he was the alumni guy. I guess he's head of whatever. When we was doing the tour, me and him were having a conversation, and I was like, I was telling him this is our backup. He was like, backup? He thought Brooklyn Tech, because we in Brooklyn. Brooklyn Tech is the specialized school in Brooklyn. He thought that was our first school. I was like, no, we're going to, and I said the school name, and he was like, oh. He was like, I ain't mad at you for that at all. He was like, yes, send her to there, please. He was like, you know how much money they have? So then we started talking about what the endowments the school have. Like, it's his job, because again, these New York City schools get school funding. And these specialized schools get the same school funding everybody else get. The only difference is with the specialized schools, they have the alumni who will throw money at the school, right? And they have a great endowment. But the school I'm looking at have endowment talking about $1 billion. Y'all might have $100,000, but these other schools that we're looking at got $1 billion. to teach these kids whatever the fuck they want to learn and prepare them to go to whatever school, career, whatever college, career, or experiences that they want to when they graduate. And to me, that is the most important thing. I only got one kid. I don't need to babysit nobody. She can go live her best life. I think she's allowed to go live her best Zach and Cody life. And no, we're not talking about that cruise ship. Did y'all know that there is a cruise ship? But that's college. It's like a year abroad or some shit. It's like literally a cruise ship that cruises around the goddamn world. And it's like a college. It's like a college shit. Anyway. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. So when I say I'm running around, I'm doing something like this is what we doing. That y'all know this is my priority. I only got one. Come on. Basically, I made SAT. I wish they made the SATs earlier back in the day. Hated taking tests. My girl is very good at taking tests. I will say that. That's how I tell her, the imposter syndrome will have you fucked up. What people tell you about about what your capacity of doing, what you're capable of doing, right? Like I know when I was young, I will say not even my parents, because again, they weren't born here, so they didn't know certain things, but I had at least had the luxury to literally live in the house with older cousins who did well in school. So I already knew from jump, regardless of whatever, I knew in 11th grade I had to take the SATs. I knew not to wait to 12th grade, right? I know, like I'm looking at it now, like even with these parents, and I get it, it's fucking crazy. Like in my head, I'm like, these people, boom, this is guy in my building. He does computer repair, okay? His daughter, I saw him when we were doing the junior high school application. His daughter doesn't live with him. She lived with the mom. Whatever, don't matter. So, but he was at this school that they had to take a test for, right? So he was there with his daughter. So I know he with the shits when it comes to the education too. So there's this video. My kid made a movie when she was in the 3rd grade. We're trying to get them. I don't know what the fuck the movie is. Anyway. So we're trying to get him to break into the computer, because again, that's what he do, to get the movie out so we can she wants to be a writer, right? So we want to give, so we can submit it with her application. Like, look what she did in the freaking 3rd grade. Like, who the fuck does shit like this, right? Cool. Point being, we ain't find the movie. I don't know what the fucking movie is. Still trying to find the goddamn movie. But what was I saying? I was talking about the guy. What the fuck was he saying? I forgot what I was even saying. I was talking about him for a reason. That was yesterday? No, that was the day before yesterday, though. I had to go to him. He fixed the shit. He ain't charged me or nothing, because again, he know what it is. And he was like, you gonna send her to boarding school? I was like, yeah. We was again talking about the endowment and and just what's available. And that's not here. You just not. And if people don't, like, that's the thing. If people don't, that's why I was talking about it. Because my thing is, because I mentioned that test. I asked him, I said, is your daughter's, did she get into the school? He was like, no. Then I said, she applying for specialized high school. She's taking the classes now, because this is what you do. Because if you don't know, if nobody told you, you don't know. Like, you can't wait until 8th grade started. Let me put them in a class to help them, because the specialized high school test is asking the math that they need, that they're going to learn in the 8th grade. Now, if they taking a specialized high school test at the beginning of the 8th grade, peep game, because in the white people areas in New York City, I don't know about other places, in New York City, they're going to prepare them for that shit early. They ain't gotta take, they're gonna make sure that they teach them that specific part of algebra and all of this shit in the 7th grade. They don't do that shit in the hood. So unless you know of a program or something or whatever to, like I said, these kids that my kid is taking his classes with, they're in there 5 days a week. When school is back in session, they're in there 8 hours a day on a Saturday. Right now, they're in there 5 days a week, about 7-8 hours a day, doing their math, learning the math and working on the reading and whatever, and preparing them, right, to drop kick this damn test. But like I said, if you don't know, you don't know. Like if you didn't know, like I remember, and I think it's crazy, even like back, I say back then, because y'all know I was a little saucy back when I was in high school, right? A little saucy. But even then, I remember thinking like, damn, but with all of that shit I was going through, I was still a little above academically because I knew I had to do certain things. There was mad girls who never got into trouble, never did nothing, but old girl ain't know to take a SAT. Or she wait until the 12th grade to take her first SAT. When, babe, my cousin told me I was supposed to start taking this shit in 11th grade and maybe get like 2 or 3 in before 12th, before we put in these applications. You know what I'm saying? If nobody tells you these things, you don't know. And I'm very, I only got one kid. I don't know how much else I gotta say that. I don't know how much else I gotta say it like that. Y'all understand. Y'all get where I'm coming from. Y'all get where I'm coming from. Yes, semester at sea. Yes. I mean, this shit is real life, and these white people live it up. Why the fuck our black children can't do it? We can do it. These African kids getting it. Why my kid? You know what? And I'm gonna tell my mama this on here. I'm gonna tell her this on here. I was gonna tell her this on the phone, but I ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna tell her this on here. We talking about sending her, if anything, 2 states away. An hour plane ride for me, a 3-hour drive. This is what we talking about, right? With phones and social medias and all of this shit. My great-grandparents on both sides, not my grandparents, their parents, all 4 of them, 8 of them, no, 6 out of the 8, because that's, okay, 6 out of the 8, came to Panama to work on the canal zone or work in the vicinity or open businesses over here and did all of that. And they traveled from whatever Caribbean island. Again, we don't need to get into the specifics of my ancestors. But if you don't know, the canal zone, people came from America. Okay, black Americans came from the Americas. Don't sleep. That's why to work in the canal zone, if you work there, your family can come up here and be a citizen, right? Because a lot of the workers came from the Americas to go work down there, right? Come from the Caribbean, and they were coming at like 12 and 13 years old by themselves, okay? The women and the men, the girls and the boys, by themselves to start a whole new life. And we ain't even talking about all of that. We even talking about going to school. But I'm just saying, I feel like I come from people who will travel to follow their dreams, and I don't want to stifle her from being able to do that. One of my best friends, I remember Natalie. Natalie, we used to do the show. Natalie spent like a year in Paris when she was in high school. You know what I'm saying? Those are the opportunities you have when you go to these schools. These things change your life. Like, do we want what we know, or do we want what we can have if we work hard for it? Yes, it's a cruise ship, child. You don't have to watch from the beginning, sis. It's a lot. Yeah, hit that like button. She said, I'm behind. Hi, Jada. I'm behind as usual. Oh, y'all are behind all the time. I love y'all, though. Always wanted to go to Spelman. Ended up at Grand Canyon University on the West Coast. A very different world on campus. Yeah, I want my kid. I want to put my kid in a position that if she wants to, like right now, she want to go to Harvard. I don't really like Harvard. Okay, I would prefer her to go to MIT, maybe Stanford or something. Anyway, whatever fuck, if she want to go to Spelman, I just want her to have to be in a position to have that opportunity. If she don't want to do nothing, if she want to go marry a fucking billionaire and not go to, I just want her to have whatever opportunity. I want her to have the same opportunity that fucking Judy Sue had. That's what I want. I want her to have any opportunity to do whatever she want and to live her best life. I tell y'all bitches live y'all best life every day. You think I ain't gonna let my 13-year-old? Y'all got me confused. Y'all got me confused. Yes, we can learn so much in Brooklyn. That's great. It's cool, but like a situation like that where, you could take Latin and, or you could take Spanish and these niggas will take you to Spain. And you could learn German and they literally, from their endowment, I ain't gotta pay for it. We'll take the kids to Germany to go to some stupid ass museum to do whatever the rest of the white kids be doing. Why our black kids here have those experiences? Why we so fucking want to keep them at their asses and stuck to our struggle, whatever that struggle is. And everybody ain't. Y'all understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? Like of these schools, I'm looking. If I had a son. This is one of the reasons I know about some of these schools, because I knew somebody who was going to go to this school when I was in high school, and they decided not to. Their life ain't never been the same ever since. They decided not to. That's how I was first introduced to this school, because I didn't know what the fuck it was. Again, it changed your life. These kids, the boys, these are the people who experience. These are the ones that get into, that you see on the little boys that you see playing at Harvard when they're in college. And yeah, okay, they might go to the NBA, but they don't really necessarily want to go to the NBA. They gonna be some agent, or they gonna be a sports doctor, or some crazy shit like that. The little boys that they here on that basketball scholarship, but they here on that, they here, they're gonna go and play in the Olympics on that wrestling ass scholarship. These white kids do it. But y'all don't hear me though. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. That's no music. That's outside. I tell you the window. You see I'm sweating. I gotta go soon because I'm sweating. What time is it? I gotta cook soon. I'm sweating. I gotta cook. I'm sweating. The windows are wide open, and that's the street. It's the major street. That's why y'all hearing that. Why not our kids? That's my point. Why not our kids? I'm going to try. I'm going to put I believe 1,000. I see her there. I see it. I see it like a fucking shaman. I see it. I see her being great. You know what it is? Y'all know what we had to go through. Y'all know this last year, and a bunch of bitches who don't. Let me not say that about children. To be in a school and in areas around other kids who don't want it as hard as you want it. You know how hard that is for kids? To continue pushing when everybody around you is mad that you actually want to work. Is mad that you actually taking this shit seriously. We got our list already, private school list. We got the order of the specialized school list. We even got the list of the regular schools, because they still got to apply for regular high school here in New York, just in case, whatever. We even got that list. There's how many parents and how many of these kids don't even think about that shit. And as you get older, as we all know, you start, especially when you're not in, everybody around you is like making fun of you because you want to do well or whatever. After a while, what happens? you stop doing so well. After a while, you just want to get along. You just want to be alone to get along. We spent the beginning of the damn school year in drama because she wanted to get along to get along. I don't want it. She wanted to be less smart because it was easier. It's easier to be dumb in Brooklyn, and I don't want it. It's real easy to be dumb in Brooklyn. Even when you go into Stuyvesant, you still gotta come home. You still gotta have these. You're still surrounded by the ignorant chi of the bullshit. Grown ass men trying to hit on little girls on the freaking train and on the bus. Dumbass little boys. I would at least like, if it's gonna be, a little boy like her, at least let him have his life together because he had freaking private school too, trying to get his shit. Shout out to everyone in here. Side note. Thank you, Jada. Is in the position to have the abundance of opportunities. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't have some of the things that I think, well, some people, I don't need her help to, I ain't got no more kids. She don't need to babysit. She don't need to do nothing. I just want you to do well in school. That's it. I don't care for it, but that don't stop me from making sure she reaches that opportunity. Yeah. Always want to keep our black kids in black state. Yeah, whether she wants it, that's on them. That's their experience. Like I said, and another thing I said, she wants to be a writer and, lawyer and all this stuff. These things interest her. And I'm like, in our neighborhoods, you already know, in our whatever environments, because again, boarding school is a whole environment. It's a in school, after school, it's a whole environment they create, right? But like in our whole environment, sorry. If our whole environment is just like, it's not meant necessarily for us to, it's not meant for us to, as black women or men, to achieve those types of greatness, right? They want us to just be here. This is safe, the safety of it all, right? But like, what the fuck has safety gotten us? What does safety get anybody if you're not gonna like go hard or go home, especially when it comes to your children? Like, your kid's supposed to do better than you. My mama taught me that early. I'm supposed to do better than her, and my kid is supposed to do better than me. And I refuse to allow her not to have the opportunity to experience whatever she wants to be able to experience, right? Or to learn things that you just couldn't learn living in the hood. You know how much careers and opportunities? Half of these niggas don't know nothing about being anything besides a basketball player, a football player, or maybe a city job. Oh, they know what a lawyer is. They know what a doctor is. They don't even know what type of lawyers, what type of doctors. They don't even know about this. So, we even had a discussion about, it being an English major and how English major works for writers and how, a lot of lawyers need to be English majors and all of these things. Like, where the fuck do you learn this shit for the most part sitting in the hood? Where do our teenagers, as they are in high school, experiencing, finding out who they want to be, right? The experiences they want to have in life for themselves. Where are they going to learn about these things like white kids do? Because the white kids learn about it because they see the people doing it. They learn it in school. They see other people, right? You know what you learn. You know what you see. Ain't too much to see in Brooklyn, but a bunch of city jobs. No hating. I love a city job. I grew up on people with city jobs. Okay, ain't nothing wrong with it. But if my kid could pull it off, she could pull it off. That's how I said. That's how I feel. Whether she still wants it when she graduated or not will be up to her, but she gets to have that choice. That's my point. That's it. I'm I'm not comfortable with sending my freaking, like, that shit is not, like, I'm going to freak the fuck out. I'm not comfortable, it's like nobody wants to send a fucking kid away, but again, it's like sending your kid away to college. And it's like them people who also stifle their kids. Their kids can't go away to college. You stifled them and you created a world where now they're stuck being mediocre because it was comfortable for you. I don't want nobody to resent me because I didn't want you to go away. Because I need you here. Because I don't have nobody but you. No. She said, my 17-year-old cousin went to Paris this summer with her school. That is an experience she will always remember. That's an experience she will have forever. Like, and that is when and let them have it. Especially in that 14 to 18-year-old range. DC said her uncle went to one of them boarding schools and have a free scholarship to every college he wanted. That's how it go. That's how it be. That's how it be. That's real shit. And then again, we could be a little uncomfortable for a little while. Like I said, you put in work now. She gave up her summer. She gave up a summer. Whole lot. She gave up her whole summer for Delph. She pissed off for like the first 2 days, but she going hard. She gave up her whole summer, Monday through Friday, whole fucking summer, to do this because I let her know from she was a baby. You work hard when you young, or you gonna work hard when you old. And y'all know what I mean by that. Them people who don't know nothing about no high school applications or two seconds before the shit do. We know what their futures look like. Let's stop pretending like we don't know. So she's willing to put in the work. I'm going to put in the fucking work. The message is exposure. Yes. Have to give our kids something to strive for. There we go. There we go. There we go. She said, my daughter went to Harvard for a summer program 3 years ago. If your daughter keeps her grades up, she can visit Harvard as a sophomore. Well, yeah, we're going to visit all of them. Well, when she's at that boarding school, okay? Because again, that New Hampshire, New England, that whole New England, all up there, all them motherfuckers is connected. All of them kids goes to all of them schools. They visit. I wouldn't have to take her for a visit. They visit. They go and play games and get lectures and go up to the Harvard or the Yale camp or go down or whatever, up or down, wherever, to the Harvard or the Yale campus because they're having an event there or a speaking event or they're having a prep school event at the school. She said, I'm from Brooklyn and I lived that life. I wish my mother went this hard for me, but she did her best. Listen, I have the luxury of knowing. I have the luxury of working for myself. Because again, it's 15 kids in that class. The woman who runs the class got COVID. Right? The math teachers and English teachers, those are separate, but so when it came time for this trip last week, I was the only person who was able to go. She have a teacher's assistant, but that's a high school girl, but I was the only person. Like I said, y'all know I'm trip mom from my last full-time job till now. I'm trip mom. I'm always there. So I I've always known that I was going to be work from home mom so I can be available because it's hard. I know my mom worked hard. She did everything. Mama, it's so many things. My mother didn't come to this country till she was like 21 years old, right? So like she don't fucking know. There's so many things she didn't. In high school I was helping my mom study for her. In high school I was helping my mom study for her citizenship. You know what I'm saying? There was, she did her best, but hold on, wait a minute, I thought I saw something. Oh, okay. She did her best, but you know, she didn't know. She said, girl, we were just talking about beer gossip. Now we into grown up stuff. So just know I be saucy sometimes. But we got a good head on our shoulders over here. But we the shits over here in the beauty school. Just so you know. But subscribe. Okay? Um um She said we have to push our kids to their potential. That's it. If they could do it, they could do it. If they're not prepared, they're not prepared. If they're not prepared, they're not prepared. Boston is not 8 hours. I live in Brooklyn. Boston is not 8 hours from here, sis. Boston is not. It's not 8 hours. It's less than 8 hours. But that's what the planes are for. To be six. Yeah, that's what our job is for. There's a difference in private and magnet school. Yeah, now she goes to a charter school. I'm talking about private boarding school. That's what I'm talking about. Because again, you know, specialized school are great, but you still gotta live in Brooklyn. Be well, you know, the ghetto is the ghetto, the ghetto of it all. She said, "Child, I used to tell people that some of them don't know what the world has to offer because they spend all their time chilling between 7 to 8 miles of yeah." It's like I say a lot of times in the hood, a lot like people don't leave a 6 block radius, like for real. And people don't leave a 6 block radius normally in the hood. Maybe you got to go to Manhattan to do some shit or downtown, maybe, you know, over to your job, if anything. But a lot of the times they job be in they new neighborhoods and all of this shit. People don't leave. And you will never know anything besides the freaking 6 corners of the neighborhood of your borough. And again, it's real easy to get sidetracked when you're a freaking teenager. I would rather her be doing, you know, freaking lacrosse after school because she's on a campus and, you know, she's running, you know, she go do lacrosse over here, a study group over there, than wanting to be chilling after school and go chill in this park up the block, even though it's still some park up the block from the house that, you know, might get shot. There's a boy this summer, the beginning of this summer here in Brooklyn, who he made it to full scholarship. I believe it was North Carolina. I don't remember, one of these really good schools. Full freaking scholarship. They killed the little nigga. Why they killed the little nigga? Because they was mad and hating on him. This is just the reality of the ghetto. They killed him. He went to a party. He went to a graduation party and they killed him. My opinion, my son pull it like that, I'd sent my son up to freaking Boston private school, one of them, because they accept all them athletes up there too. Because I'm sorry, just know. These children are being programmed and stagnated. That's my thing. When they're here, they're Yes. You know what the fuck I'm talking about, sir. you know, they teach that. We have to be able to do that. Give our kids them opportunities. And she's said he had never really been downtown. Sir, why? Have you been in prison since a kid or something? And people are like, that's just the reality. I don't want that for my kid, boy. I just don't. This shit is too easy to get caught up in. It's too easy. These fucking schools are set up. They have we talk about the prison, the public school to prison pipeline. I'm not doing it. As a child, she said that's what I wanted as a child, but my mother and spoke Lord, she said sperm donor girl, but girl. Thought they knew better. I'm gearing my son up to give him what I didn't get. Yeah. And now you really, you was like, damn, I wanted it. It's the kids, because you can't send them to some shit if you don't want it. But if they freaking want it and they feel it and they're like, oh, and they recognize the opportunities that they know that they ain't getting, you gotta let them rock, or else ain't nothing sadder than somebody who did not, who weren't allowed to reach their full potential. And nothing sad in this world. The resentment of it all. She said, yes, my mom tried to stifle me. If it wasn't for my stepdad, I wouldn't have been able to travel abroad. After she died, she got back onto holding on to me until I broke free in my early 30s. Listen, that's another reason why I say y'all niggas need a man. Not, like your kid. My kid ain't my emotional support. Like, I know. Like, she's supposed to go on and live her best life. Like I said, I want to be in a position like, okay, I want you to come home during the summer, or even when she go to college. I don't want her to come home. I want her to go go by her homegirl that she met at school, her house in Germany, and go visit and go see something that she ain't never freaking go see. Or somewhere, I don't know, down south or some shit. I don't know. Somewhere in Jersey. I don't know. Just something. He told me he doesn't leave the hood because he doesn't like white people. We live in Boston. They're all bougie spots I like. See? You gotta know how to deal. She said, yep, my uncle could have gone to MIT or Harvard for a ride. He went to Northwestern and worked for IBM as an engineer. His boarding school was in New Hampshire or Vermont. Those are the best schools. I'm just saying. To be in the Northeast, those are the best schools. To live in the Northeast, you want to send your kid to New England. I'm just saying. She's saying her family from NOLA. See, but your family understood the opportunity. Everybody ain't gonna get it, and it's okay. It's okay. I don't want to down people who don't want to send it. I'm not downing anybody. This is just my reasoning, right? And why I think people, we need to really put effort and thought into it, and not just, like I said, some people just, let me just send a kid up the block. They have, even in these different neighborhoods, I know in Chicago, they got some really good freaking schools. I know they got that one school I think it's an all boys school, and all of them boys get rides, but it takes effort to get your kids into school like that. I'm just saying you need to put into these efforts. I'm saying don't just let these teachers and these things just ride your kid all the way through from kindergarten to high school, and where they land is where they land, because you don't know, because you're too busy working. Let's try to put in some, Anyway. No resources, no opportunities. And these are the same niggas that will destroy your children's lives in the hood. They will know that they going to this great ass school and want to destroy her. Aren't they? Aren't them the niggas? Stop playing. Aren't them the niggas that'll try to get your because they like, oh, she might go to Harvard. Let me try to put a baby in her or destroy her life. At least the niggas up in boarding school have their lives to look forward to. Yes, 1,000%. Okay? 1,000%. Having information can change your life. Like I said, all you need to do is just have the information. You never know. Okay, I'm not going to Boston. We're not going to Boston. Our school is not in Boston, just so you know. But I'm taking a bus. I used to date a dude. Anyway, I'm taking a bus to Boston. I flew there. The planes is fast. I'm taking a bus. I think the bus was like 5 hours. I'm not. Don't hold me to it because this was years ago. Don't hold me to it. But in my head, I don't feel like it was 8 hours. That's what I'm saying. In my head, I just don't feel like it was 8 hours. But I may be wrong. Who knows? She said, Kayana said, I ended up going to college at 21 instead of 18 because my folks were clingy until they themselves realized I needed to get myself together. Then I left for college. Stifled you about 3 years, set you all back. Hopefully you caught up, girl. She said, listen, the African football player soccer traveled abroad often, and most of the time I go too. Hello. That's the type of life. That's the type of beautiful, soft life that we should abundance. Especially our girl children. We make them work so hard to be mules. How about we make them work so hard to be the best them they can be? And not so so they can experience the best life they can have. Not so she could freaking go work and get become a this real fast and a correctional officer. I say that because that's what half of my family is. Or MTA worker. You know what I'm saying? I'm no shade because some people, but I would keep it a buck. I got a couple of cousins that can't stand their jobs. They hate them, but they weren't given any opportunity to do anything else but that. Yes, where you go, people don't come. Black people, especially, and I think especially black people who don't come from here. I don't even want to say that. Because the Africans get it. I don't want to say that at all because the Africans get it. I don't know. And I can see, like I said, black Americans getting it. Especially if they know. If they know, they know. I don't know. Hey, Slim, we spoke about that like a half an hour ago. Now we on private schools, boo. But we're not putting up no names. But what? Oh, that time. I remember that time. That's why the gossip around YouTube streets is that it was a setup by YouTubers. You got to keep your goals over college to yourself and move in silence. Too many crime stories of the girls brought full-time scholarships to come. Yeah, especially when you are in those situations. I want her to be in a situation where all of them damn kids is going to Ivy. Or, all them kids got a whole bunch of shit going on and lives worth living. When you don't have anything to live for, the fuck? When you don't have anything to live for, you don't care about other people's lives. I want her to be surrounded with people who have lives worth living, lives to live for, people who put in mad effort into get into this goddamn school. And it matters. Their education matter. And they all are freaking geeked out on being geeked out. I love it. Plane is much. Yeah, girl, I'm jumping on that plane, girl. I ain't taking on the bus. Jumping on that plane. I did not have those opportunities. Then my mom wasn't able to, but I traveled and had exposure. Listen, whatever the frick the exposure is, we have to allow our kids to have them, and not just they grow in nothing. You raise them in nothing. Mediocrity forever, right? Mediocrity forever. Get the ghetto of it all, right? Even the school, mediocrity forever. Like, what do you expect of this person as an adult? It blows me when I hear people and they be like, oh, he ain't shit. My child, he trash. Or my daughter, you raised her. That's what I think in my head. Like, you raised her, though. You raised them. Okay. She said, I'm a functional smoker. Like I said, my brother could do it all day. My brother could do it all day. Functional as shit. I can't. My brother, but he already know. He be like, you sure you want smoke? Oh, sorry, cause I can't do it. I can't. I don't even if I ain't streaming, I can't do it. I ain't functioning. I'm good. I'm gonna lay here and watch TV for the rest of the day. Yeah, beautiful. That's it. I want her to not be a prodigal, Brooklyn. It happens, you know. Here we go. Now let's speed this up because we're already at an hour 30. No, it's all right too. I didn't see it either, my mom, before I clicked on it. Just a possibility. There is a lack of awareness to the possibilities and out of community, and it's a detriment to our people as a whole. Fact. So the reality is it's not that difficult to get into these schools. The reality is, you want to hear a game? It might be harder to get into Stuyvesant or Brooklyn Tech or one of these specialized schools in New York City. Remember they said the specialized test is harder than the SSATs. And we black. And we ain't got to be like the Asians. Sorry, no shade. Who got to have a million skills and pay for violin and pianos and do this. Because it's all of them. There's a lot of them. Ain't that many of us. It's not as difficult. You just have to put in the effort. But again, if you don't know about it, you don't know about it. If you don't know that, damn, I could possibly get my kid into these schools. Oh, let me apply and see what happened. I told y'all I paid to get to for the thing. I called the school up. The woman was like, "Why you do that? Why didn't call here first? I would have gave you a waiver." I said, "Lady, I didn't know." She was like, She was like, "Don't pay no more." That's what she told me. The lady at the freaking financial aid office, admissions office, don't pay no more. For none of the schools. I was like, yeah, because I'm about to pay for this one. She was like, no, call up the school. She told me how to do it and get your waiver. I guess she heard the black in my voice. She was like, they'll give you a waiver. Don't pay. You don't have to pay for it. If you have any, that is for. She said the really if you are attempting to get any sort of financial aid, the $50 payment is really for them parents who are going to pay full price for tuition. That's what she said. Like, it's real. I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's not as difficult as some people think it is. That's all I'm going to say. This is a fact. When I started working in the government, it opened the world up to me. I'm now watching from the beginning. As a child, just received my master's degrees last December at the University of Central Florida. I hope your daughter chases her dreams because it's worth it for me. It is always worth it. And black privilege is important. I want my kid to have rich friends. I want when she come back to New York City during summer and spring break, they fly in together. That's how the schools do. Them schools, they do it. They flies them in together. They come in. She come in with her other boarding school friends from the school she go to, the school there, the other boarding school over here, the other boarding school over there. They all from New York. They all travel together. They're all fucking friends. And now we have left the gutter trash friends, and now we have boarding school high value friends. There we go. Did I just say high value? God damn it. She said, I watch you every day. Hey, April. She said, I don't know if it's Catch a Live, but I'm glad I made this one motivated. Thank you. I'm going to cut this one off and make it separate. This section. I think it's important. I think it's important for us. I think it's important for our children. I think it's important that we expose them and not just set them up to be single mothers. You know, like we raise our daughters to be single moms. I'm raising my daughter to go to Ivy League and to find an African prince or a Russian billionaire. A joke, but not. Not raising them to be this trash nigga down there, baby mama, and to get a city job or whatever. No! That is if all else fails. That is not the goals. She said, remember that TV actress that went to jail for bribing University of South California to admit her daughter? We need, well, I'm not bribing a bitch, but that's the same energy we need to be on. Put the net work. And the SATs don't matter if you take a gap year. But well, like I said, she said we don't have the proctors to bribe. You want to know something that I heard once? You want to hear game here in New York City? This is why, again, like I said, we're a minority that is, especially if you Black American, I'm gonna put you on a game. Asians are, a lot of activities, right? We Africans, we're Black American. It's not a lot of us even applying, right? But I heard my homegirl, my homegirl, her sister knows Mandarin. She went to school, she knows Mandarin, right? She knows a couple languages, she knows Mandarin. She went to take her SATs. She's an Asian studies student. She went to take her SATs with a bunch of Asian kids, allegedly, and whatnot. It was the proctors. One was Asian and one was Chinese and one was white, right? And allegedly, the proctor, people were allegedly calling out answers in other languages. And if you understood some other languages, you were a go. This is how I get down. But regardless of whatever, put in the work, put in the effort, fill out that ethnicity shit with some sense. Don't say stupid shit. Don't say dumbass shit like I'm mixed. I'm not. Don't say stupid shit. She said, my high school guidance counselor gave me waivers to all my college applications. Look at this. This is a Caucasian person who came in here and heard me putting y'all onto game about getting y'all children, y'all nieces, y'all nephews, whatever, into these positions. And now they want to be throwing shade and being trolly. You know game. When you see it, I do. Anyway. Yeah, it was a lot of women. It was a couple of them. It was families. Listen, because those things matter. Only our stupid asses don't comprehend that. Only our stupid asses don't comprehend that. Yes. They're not. That's my thing. They just work. They just study OD. My kid off gate smart. And they have all these goddamn activities. But yet it's so many of them. Sound crazy. It's hard. They are, when they accepting people, you know what I'm saying? They got the little group, how much they're going to accept to certain people. It's that's, we're not in their groups. They're gonna go hard. They got piano lessons on their shit. They got violin lessons on their stuff. They got this. They got that. They got this. They doing this. All of them doing that. My kid wrote a book. My kid bust ass in school. My kid's Black American. From the hood. Welcome. You have been admitted. Sorry, I'm sorry. She says the language thing for me. It's real shit. A little bit. That's what I heard. That's what Shorty came back and told us the day of the test. Me and my homegirl was chilling. It's her little sister. She ended up going to NYU. Shout out to her. Okay? Her little sister. That's what she told us the day of the test. I was like, whoa. Whoa. Networks and relationships is everything in our community, especially going into places that could benefit our future. The aunt of a full house tried to bribe her two daughters into USC. Dang right. or programming that cater to higher education, the Karens take full advantage. You need to too. Everybody takes full advantage but us, because that imposter complex really got us fucked up. No. Nope. Girl, where's number one? Hold on. Wait, I see Jada put number two, so now I gotta find out number one. She said, I done told you. Okay. This one at our school, their parents know to apply. That's it. If parents know to apply, I be watching them. I be look. There's this one girl. She's a YouTuber. I be watching the little boarding school girls, right? One of them, she's Asian girl. I'm like, girl. I'm like, you stressing me out. Just the things she going in on, and another one, but this was college. She said it. She said like it's the competition among the eight, because there's been so many. No, and I don't want to make it sound, but you know what I'm saying. So they got to go hard. They got to go hard. And I'm looking at these black girls that's going to these schools, and I'm like, oh, it's just the effort. It's the effort of it all. It's the effort of it all. Use that. Use the, you want, jeez. Am I going to say it? Fuck it. Use the, you want to save the little black kids for your children's benefit. You know these people are She said too, they go to schools to look like they have intelligence, knowing some of their kids don't apply themselves and some of their parents don't care. Yeah, it'd be the parents. Listen, I'm not saying y'all know I'm with the shits. So, we go hard, but it'd be the parents. She said her daughter going through nursing school and it's a headache to get financial aid. Damn. I'm sorry. She said the Africans be going. They're sending their kids. Like I said, that's why I said, even to give the example of my great grandparents and how they traveled to Panama by themselves at 12 and 13 years old, Africans are sending their fucking kids. I've seen a couple of them girls. A lot of them little black girls up there, the African girls. The black American girls get in. Them African girls, you know what I'm saying? Them black American girls gonna get in because it's not that money. It's not that many. That's why I say you fill that shit out. You fill that shit out like you got some sense. But they gonna send their kids. You already know how they gonna give it up. They gonna braid all that hair. They gonna drive all them taxis, and they gonna send their kids. Don't ever sleep on them. Don't you ever in your life sleep on them. That too. And again, you go to a boarding school, you'll probably definitely get one of those. Working. She said, got my son working on writing a book right now. He started middle school this year and has already been accepted into the Gift and Intelligence program before he even started. Shout out to your son. Okay. Van was taking finals at the time. What happened? I spoke a little. I said, high school, I recognize them. And so it was like, if y'all score higher than me and mine, then I'll surely snatch the brain on here taking tests for y'all. Because Van was in finals. What? He's taking finals? Who? Somebody was taking tests for people? I can imagine they did it for the SATs. Okay. All right, girls. So I think I'm done. We had an hour and 46 minutes. I am tired. I need to turn this fan on. Plus, I need to make some food. Okay. Yeah. So that's it. And as always, I hope you get, yeah, that's true. You have a scholarships as early, like get your shit together. Okay. My homegirl is putting her daughter in pageants. She likes to perform. She's putting her in pageants, and they talking about the scholarship opportunity. They're ready. This child is 5. No. She's 6. They talking about the scholarship opportunities already, and how to, and like and trying to set it up so she can live her best life for what she's good at and what she likes to do as well. Again, whatever it is, I don't know, child. Just do what Put some effort into your kid. That's it. And I'm done. And as always, I hope you live your life like it's golden, because there's no other way to live it.